Peaceful and encouraging day to you and yours. Well, thank God for another day. It's around the time of Christmas and, as the world would say, holidays. And I know that there's many that does not celebrate the holidays. I, for one, don't. But however, I want to encourage sets of people I want to encourage today. Those that are grieving and bereaving, but then also those that don't celebrate the holidays, or those that are believers and they don't celebrate the holidays, whether you're a believer or not. So, encouragement to the grieving, that around this time, doesn't matter how mature you are, doesn't matter how long you've grieved this loved one, no matter who it is, that because around this time is holidays, as the world will say, that holidays symbolizes family coming together. And so doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter how mature you've been able to grow and grieve and get your release and your relief, or if you're a beginner, you've just lost a person. It doesn't matter what part of the spectrum you're on. Be encouraged and know that it hits everybody, okay? And it hits everybody differently and at different times. Encouragement to those that celebrate or don't celebrate the holidays, whether you're a believer or not. I want to encourage you, and I say this with gentleness and love, that be careful how you treat those that are grieving and still celebrate the holidays. Be careful of those that are grieving and they don't celebrate the holidays. Because see, around this time, again, the highlight, underline, is the fact that these holidays signify and represent families coming together. And so just based off of that alone, believers especially, let there be encouragement and a gentleness in how you handle this situation, how you post and how you deal with people with situations like this. Because again, around this time, they see everybody else with their families, with their loved ones, but now they have to deal with the fact that this loved one is no longer here, or these loved ones are no longer here. So we have to be sensitive, especially as believers. We have to be sensitive, okay, wise and sensitive around these seasons, okay? Although the world calls them pagan holidays and all, still, as believers, the Bible says that he uses the foolish things, quote unquote, pagan holidays, to confound the wise, okay? And we as believers are able to use this as a tool, okay? And then also I want to encourage the grieving, that I know it don't feel like it. Now hear me, I know it don't feel like it, but trust and believe you actually have the upper hand. What are you talking about? I got tears in my eyes. I'm in sorrow. What are you talking about? You have the upper hand because you are already grieving, already going through the process. And when I say through the process, regardless of what you say, I speak that you're going through it, meaning that you didn't give up, but you're going through it. So you have the upper hand because, just like, prime example, this world is coming to an end. Revelation is fulfilling itself. The Bible is fulfilling itself. Okay? And so those like myself know what the struggle is and how to, fend for yourself and how to make things come together, make ends meet and all that. Would know how to survive when this world gets even more crazy. But I feel sorry for those that have been babied, have been a brat, or whatever, whatever name you want to label it, that don't know how to fend for themselves and haven't been through the struggle. Because when things are taken and they don't have no choice, and when the currency changes over, and when you have to take the mark of the beast in order to buy or sell, as Revelation talk about, they more than likely would give themselves over and take the mark of the beast. But those that know the struggle, they know what it is. So it's just like those that are grieving or have been through the grieving process and going through the grieving process, we have the upper hand, because when they get to that point where we are now and have been for a year, a month, a week, a day, years, we are able to be there for them. We already have the upper hand. Okay, so that's also why, hear this, it's encouraging, and that's also why it's the will of the Father for you to go ahead and go through your process now, because there are those that are called to you and linked to your destiny, and you're linked to their destiny, and they need to hear the word from your mouth, because you've been through or you're going through. Okay, all right. So I just want to encourage. I know it don't seem like it. I know it seemed like the very opposite, but those that are grieving and have been grieving now, the Bible talks about that. Basically, in other words, we have brothers and sisters in other parts of the world that are grieving or going through the same tests and trials that we are encountering. So we are not alone. And there are those that know exactly what we're going through, because they have encountered or dealing with it now. All right. So be encouraged throughout this season, throughout these holidays, you know, whether you celebrate them or not. Be encouraged before, after, during, around the holidays. It's not just about the holidays, but yes, around the holidays, it does magnify even greater. Okay? Peace out. Grace, peace, and love.